It's a matter of perspective. It's getting out of your own head and interacting. Another example is it really mattered to me to have kind of full, vibrant Iraqi characters in this book because 15 months was a long tour, but that's a drop in the bucket compared to the decade plus of ruin that everyday Iraqi families have had to endure since the American invasion. And I'd had plenty of encounters with Iraqi civilians over there as part of my job, but those conversations, no matter how friendly, I was still a foreign soldier with a gun in their living room, right? So that's gonna color any conversation. So something that was super beneficial for me as I wrote this was reading oral histories of everyday Iraqi civilians and kind of getting kind of the straight dope in a way that I was never going to get myself over there. So that's academic research. I'm not pulling from memory, and it was tough as an American veteran sometimes to read those stories, whether it was about an Iraqi mother who had lost everything to the war, or an insurgent explaining why he ended up joining Al Qaeda in Iraq. On the other hand, as a writer, those details were hugely important. As Americans, I've done it even here today. We have all these clean, neat terms: the invasion, the surge, the withdrawal. Right? It's almost a way to make sense and order out of something that's just this pure chaos. For the everyday Iraqi, they called it the collapse, right? Because their entire society and way of life had been turned upside down. As a human being, not just as a veteran, but as a human being, that was devastating. But as a writer, best be sure I pulled out my notebook and said, "There's a place to use this." Not just the term, but the idea, and putting it as a driving force for my Iraqi characters. So I think that's just a long-winded way of saying that experience can be helpful, but it can absolutely be detrimental. It's a writer's job to present a full story, a vibrant story, even with a first-person narrator. You're not just relaying the way it was. And it took me a few years to figure that out. And luckily, I had a lot of smart people that I was working with that helped point me in that direction.